الله أكبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah, in today's topic, the topic which we are going to discuss is a topic which I have mentioned many times before to our students here at Darul Ilm, but perhaps mainly for the benefit of our brothers and sisters who are viewing this particular video online. I'll repeat this particular topic again. And the topic which I want to discuss is with regards to fame, but more importantly, how to deal with fame and how to deal with sum'ah. Now, if somebody was to do something good in this world, then that good will get advertised, will get propelled. It will get propelled to people's attention, to the attention of other people. Likewise, if somebody was to do an evil or a sin or something bad, then I'm sure that evil and sin, if Allah wills, can also be propelled and advertised and come to people's attention. So likewise, when somebody does any good, any khair, the likelihood is that people will find out. Whether they find out after a day or after a week, after a year, after 2 years, after 20 years, then eventually people will find out. And bearing in mind, alhamdulillah, nowadays with internet and Facebook and Twitter and WhatsApp, you could be doing something in one part of the world, and through the internet, the rest of the world are aware of what you're exactly doing. But what I want to actually mention to everyone is I just want to quote a hadith from Sunan al-Tirmidhi to the nearest meaning. That Prophet of Allah, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that when somebody becomes such that fingers are pointed to him, fingers are pointing, in other words, in this context means that when he becomes mashhur, when he becomes famous, people get to know him, people get to recognize him. Oh, that's so-and-so Maulana, that's so-and-so Sheikh, that's so-and-so Hazrat, that's so-and-so Mufti, that's so-and-so Sheikh al-Hadith. When people get to know that particular person, then it's mentioned in the Hadith of Sunan al-Tirmidhi that if that person remains steadfast, if he remains steadfast and he ignores all the other attention and fame which he's getting, but he just continues with what he needs to do. Very similar to what I mentioned yesterday's talk, that whether people criticize him or whether people are praising him, it doesn't really affect him. He just is steadfast and he continues with his work. Then Prophet ﷺ said, "Farjuhu," which means that have hope that this person will be successful. Have umeed and hope that this person will be successful. In other words, when somebody is doing good and he's become famous because of that good, but he then blanks out all the fame, all the congratulations, whatever he's getting, he blanks that out, but he remains steadfast and he goes, no, I'm still continuing with what I'm doing, then it is these types of people you will see that they will prosper. It is these types of people, they're the ones who will be successful. It is these types of people, as mentioned in the hadith, farjuhu, have hope, have umeed, have desire that they're the ones who will be successful. Because looking at it from the other side, Prophet ﷺ also mentioned that when somebody starts becoming famous and then he then stops, what I mean by stops, in other words, he doesn't continue, he doesn't proceed, he stops and he starts taking the accolades, he then starts believing in his own hype, then it is these type of people, فَلَا تَرْجُوهُ, you don't have hope in them that they will be successful in life. And this is a key message to all the students and to everyone listening and watching this video online after, that whatever you're doing, especially these videos which you are doing, they're targeting mainly the students, whether of Darul Ilm or of any other madrasas or schools, that mashallah you may be in the alim class, you've done 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So now to a certain extent people will start noticing you. Oh mashallah, which madrasa, which school do you study? Oh, you're in year 3, mashallah, you're doing Quran translation this year, you're doing Riyaz Salihin, or mashallah next year you're going to be doing Mishkat. So you start slowly getting that fame. People get to know you. People start acknowledging you, mashallah, you're Hafiz and you're in year 3 of Alim class, you're in year 4 of Alim class, you're in year 5 of Alim class. People start getting to know you. So now the key thing is that what you need to do is that you take the praise as much, but you at the same time you block it. You don't get too overexcited by the fame, but at the same time somebody criticizes you, you don't get too upset about it. So you just continue with it, then you will see that it will be these people will be successful and they'll reach their goal. But the ones who then stop and think, I've reached it, and they start, stop. What I mean by stop, meaning that they don't continue with it. So they reach year 2, year 3 of an alim class, and they think, I've reached it now. I don't have to do anything else. And they stop revising. They stop doing their mutala. They may have got 100% in exams in year 1, year 2, but then as soon as they reach year 3 and they've got a bit of fame, though, mashallah, he came first in exam, and they start believing in their own hype. And what I mean by believing in their own hype, they think, I don't need to study as much now. I came first in the year 2 exam, year 3 is going to be a piece of cake, or I came first in year 3 exam, year 4 is going to be easy, I don't have to try hard. They believe in their own cleverness and their own hype. Then you will see it is these people who tend to falter, and they're the ones who, by the time they reach year 6, they become average at best, or even lower than that. So that's the key thing, that always, obviously you get fame, especially if you're doing good, people get to know about you. But the key thing is that you need to block some of these things away, because sometimes these fame could be satanic as well, could be shaitan. Trying to see, put all these thoughts into your mind that you then believe in your own hype. And you think, because sometimes it happens that when you get fame, you do believe in your own hype. And you think, you start believing that you're ma'soom in a way. I could do whatever I want because people believe in me, people listen to me. And it starts creating this kind of godship inside you. And this is exactly what Fir'aun believed in. He believed in his own hype as well, because he had power, he had authority over people, but then he started believing in his own hype and he thought he was God. And in the same way he had control over the Banu Israel physically, he also believed that I also have control over the Banu Israel mentally. So he used to believe I could control their hearts and their minds, so whatever he wanted them to believe in, they had to believe in. But look how powerful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanting to make a point to Fir'aun that, you have no control over anyone's mind and heart, that his wife Asiya rejected him and believed in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because look, if you think you believe that you have control of someone, physically and mentally, first and foremost is going to be your own wife and children, because you see them, you live with them. And then perhaps you may have control over other people. But if your wife is disobeying you, that in itself is a sign that you have no control over anyone. So as I was saying, that Fir'aun, he believed in his own hype. So the key thing is that, you get fame, you listen to fame, Some will be justified, some may not be justified. There will be criticism. That's all part and parcel. The key thing is, like what I mentioned yesterday, not to get too disheartened when you hear criticism, but continue with it as long as what you're doing is khair and good, inshallah. But at the same time, when you get the accolades, when you get the ta'reef and the praises, but then at the same time, don't believe in your hype as well. And this is why Islam is so beautiful, because Islam teaches us discipline. It teaches us to be on the straight path, not to believe too much, not to exaggerate, but also at the same time not to go down a level as well, but just to be balanced, be moderate in what we do, in everything we do. Just keep that istiqamat and that steadfastness, inshallah. May Allah give us tawfiq. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.